Peace and blessings, YouTube. Wanted to come to you today to discuss traditional mother roles. The traditional mother roles that we know usually describe the mother as the gatherer, and the man or the husband as the hunter and provider. Traditional mothers were always the caregivers, teachers, and house managers. One of the things that I had found from Ancestry.com and looking up my ancestry was I think I found the earliest I could go back was like maybe the late 1800s. And my great, 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 I guess, grandmother actually put down her occupation as keeping house. And I thought that was just the cutest thing. Um, the dedicated housewife. When we look back, we always see that they use the housewife as being a Caucasian woman who was home baking, taking care of motherly duties, and just doing a good job of keeping her family happy, right? When I think about housewives, I think to myself, how many housewives have I known personally in the last 20 years? And I would have to say probably two. One was my grandmother until my grandfather passed, and the other was my next door neighbor who gets passed like a year ago, a 90-year-old Caucasian woman who I actually go to her house 3 times a week and have tea. And it's funny, we used to swap stories and talk about, her life as a housewife, back in the 50s and 60s, and also my life. What I have found is that when I decided to not go back to work, I got the impression from people that they thought that I was being lazy. I've actually had people in my family, like years and years ago, say things and gossiping about me, like, what is she doing at home? Why can't she go to work? So the idea that the Caucasian woman should stay home and things like that, it's been banged in our head for so many years. It's always been, someone from TV being home, any of the Brady Bunch people, or I can't think of anything else because some of the things were before my time. The mother from Happy Days, things towards that nature. Now, when you think about the original housewife, what comes to mind a lot of times is the Paula Deen type character who bakes pies, makes the best southern fried chicken, y'all, or, you may even think about the Brady Bunch mom who was a housewife. But the truth is, why did she have Alice? Why was Alice doing everything? When you look up to see, what did the Brady Bunch mother do? She didn't do anything. She had Alice there being made to cook, clean, help with homework, and everything else. What people do not want to come to grips with is the fact that the original wife was Mammy. Mammy took care of everything, and she was the housewife from slavery. She did every single thing that you can think of that a mother would do for her children. The problem was they weren't her children. What we had found is that we even suckled their children, breastfed their children. One of my it's an excerpt from the biography of Frederick Douglass, where Frederick Douglass is talking about the harshness and punishments towards the mammy type slaves, or even so, black girls who were taught from probably 12 and up that they take care of um, the slave master's children. The excerpt described one of the young girls watching one of the slave master's babies. And she, was with the baby all day. She did all the things for the baby. And I think it was in the book, I'm not sure, you can look it up, it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And she fell asleep. And the slave owner, the wife, demanded that they whip her. And when they whipped her, I mean, it was sick. They actually spread her legs and whipped her private parts for falling asleep while watching the baby, who was, probably asleep. um, People want to take away of the fact that the original housewife was the African American woman in the United States. And this is a problem because even today, it's gone from people's memories. So, I mean, it seems as if people want to see black women as hoochies and all of these different characteristics when we are the original. Some of the personal goals that you can work on and community goals, as suggested by Dr. Wilson in her book Isis Papers. I never got to see the movie Precious. I did only see clips, but I can imagine how angry, from the clips, this single black woman mother was. And this is what we need to try to avoid. But this is what Wilson had said. She said, we first need some behavioral foundation and self-respect. That means basically some education on what self-respect is, getting our morals and our norms together as women and as an individual. See, all of this can be done as a community, but you need to work on this on your own as a woman. No children out of wedlock. That's what you teach your seed at this time. If you have a child out of wedlock, I mean, there's nothing you can do at this time. But you do teach your daughter and your son not to make any babies, okay? To get married, okay? Finish school, okay? And to not how can I say it? I guess pass the baton in poverty. That's what happens when people have children out of wedlock. They make a new impoverished nation and community. Teach black children that academic achievement is the highest priority. Now, this book was written a bit ago. I mean, some may beg to differ about teaching black children about academic achievement at this time. Some may want to instill in their children training, such as what Carver wanted us to get more into technical training, doing trade and actually working with our hands, especially the young men. It's still academic achievement, of course, but because at this time in 2013, the economy is so bad, some of us may need our children, who are teens to go and help us to help the family. This is a good one, reestablishing black male role in the black household. And a black male role should not be someone who's sleeping on the bed while mommy is getting ready to go to work and he's staying home with sometimes children that are not his, which, is, I have much respect for someone to help out a single mother. But, they should, it should be taught that the black man go to work. He goes to work. He doesn't stay home. He doesn't ride in mommy's car all day doing nothing and then picking her up from work. But we need the black male, the black male in the household, but as a provider. She said that. Placing the black man as the breadwinner. And the black female role of child socialization. That's homeschooling. Black women should begin to struggle to achieve the opportunities enjoyed by white females. Yes, to stay at home while being adequately supported by their husbands. Yes, to provide adequate socialization and needed care and attention to the children. I second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh that. Some of the benefits for parents, it's an organized home. The house is more organized. You can have adequate monitoring of your children. You have better ability to enforce family values because you are home. And your children are usually emotionally healthier, I might add. For the children, children have confidence, they feel secure, they watch, positive role models, um, they have a foundation, and their choices later in life will probably be towards staying within the principles that they learned at home. And, a lot of times they will have more stability. So these are some things that one can think about, concerning staying at home and enjoying the benefits of being a traditional mom, black, white, any race. So, peace out, YouTube, and thank you. Peace and blessings.